Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews. On today's show, Wilson! Spurs have sold Olly Skipp to Leicester City, and Spurs versus Leicester City. Tune in here. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world-famous morning news show with myself, the Cough, and of course, the roadman, Mr. David. What's happening this morning?
I'm just quite surprised your lungs worked so well this morning, mate. Jesus, you held that for a while, didn't you?
I've watched Last Play plenty of times, my friend. I've watched Last Play plenty of times.
Oh, I love it, mate. I love it. But yeah, I'm good. Spent the weekend getting my car sorted. A mate of mine came round, spent 4 hours cleaning the outside of my car. Then yesterday I spent 4 hours cleaning inside of it. And yeah, just pretty much that really. And water fights with the local kids and things. So yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. Let's see who's in the audience with us this morning to join us through the proceedings. We got John Ratcher. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. We got Tweaky. Good to see you, Tweaky. YouTube member. We got Peter's in the house. Good to see you, Peter. 6 p.m. in Melbourne. Border da. Good to see you. Tarek on Wembley 1. Well, Tarek on Wembley 1's in the house. Hope Spurs start better than Ben and David late again. Absolutely. I don't care.
My fault. Technical difficulties.
My fault, technically. I was late. We were both
yeah, true. It was both our fault. There you go.
We were both late. But we've got Darren Johnson, YouTube member. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We got Andrew Gregory's in the house. And morning, Ben and David. Hope everyone is well. We've got Kudos in the house. You look hit with the kids, yo. I've got my trucker hat from Gorin Brothers. I really like it. We got Vinny's in the house. Good to see you, Vinny. We got Kate Rickson's in the house. Good to see her. Fran, YouTube member. We got Yogi Bear going, Wilson! Will save us, absolutely. We got Mark Cousins is in the house. The Sheriff's in the house. Good to see her. Lee Harvey's in the house. YouTube member. Morning, Ben and David. Hope you're both back. The season starts today. Absolutely. Cheers, Andrew. Cheers, mate. Toxic Positivity, morning to the forum and the panel. Good to see it. International Observer. Absolutely. No, I haven't. We got Paul Clark's in the house. Hey, morning, guys. Hoping for a positive result tonight. Absolutely. We got any news on a Geo transfer? Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. We got Shawnee Slater's in the house. Good to see us. Showtime is in the house. Showtime, Shawnee. We got Ryan McFarlane, YouTube member. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Gary Wellsby. Good to see you. Milton Nombrega. Lots of love from Australia. Good to see you. We love the people from Australia. We got MZ. Good to see you. Alfie Hall. We got Ronnie. We got Tony Mesa, who is in California, 1 a.m. USA time. Go back to bed, mate. Go to bed. We have James Flowers. Flower Power is in the house. Peace and love, yo. Peace and love. Jimmy Hotspur. So many people in the house.
I know. It's great.
Yeah. I'm actually excited to see Odebert. If he doesn't feature this match, I'll be disappointed. Good stuff. Brian is not here at the moment, but good to see her. We got Daniels in the house. Good to see her. We got Tigaro, mate. Another one from Australia. The single parent theory. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. We have Corey Boy saying sup. And on your bike, Scott. Finally. Right. Let's talk about it. We've signed Wilson. What's your thoughts on signing Wilson?
Obviously, I didn't know nothing about this kid personally when we first announced it and all that. So looked at him, checked him out and everything. And, I'm not going to say he's fantastic. I'm not going to say he's great. I'm just going to go with the flow and just look forward to seeing him play. I'm not going to shoot this kid down. I'm not going to say,
that's what we've been saying all window though, especially with the likes of Archie Gray, who everyone seems to be putting their house on It's another exciting young player from that's not really come from a top team. He's come from Burnley, but so of course he's playing attacking football.
Yeah.
He's an exciting young player, but we shouldn't be putting the world on them.
No, we shouldn't. And again, people are disheartened by it because he came from Burnley, yeah, a team that got relegated, right? And we're like, oh, buying it, doing it. We bought Dele Alli from MK Dons,
In League
right?
One, yeah.
No one knew about Dele Alli. Yeah, he was doing well, but he's never even played in the Prem when we bought him.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God. Can we not say that Dele Alli, yeah, right? What a player.
Before he was for 2 years, yeah. For 2 years, he was
but he hit numbers that no midfielder could hit. It was insane. We need to stop this either overhyping a player or
they're the worst ever.
Or they're the worst, yeah. Just wait and see. Just relax. At the end of the day, you've not got a magic ball.
We want top players though, because if when you sign top players, you know what? He's class. But even top players, sometimes they come into a team and they just flop.
Yeah. It's a risk.
You're more likely to see a top player just duck to water because they've done it, been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt. But it's the thing, we shouldn't be putting so much stress on a kid. He's another child. Let's relax.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at what this fan base did to Brennan Johnson. They caused him to literally turn off all comments all over social media. For what? Because Tottenham bought him. You're that bitter that they didn't get the player you wanted. You would go and give a kid a bunch of hate. Like, what sort of mindset do you have?
Yeah.
Right? To be like that. And so, yeah, it's just relax. Let's see what happened. Let's see what he can do. Let's relax and just see what he can do. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah. I just don't like the way this fan base sometimes will go after the player, and it's not just being negative about the player. It's not just like constructive criticism where he's had a bad game and you turn around and say, oh, well, you know what? You were poor. Timo Werner, we say he's poor, right? We don't go to his social media, message him and go, you're absolutely the worst player in the world. You can't score a goal. Like, what sort of mindset do you have to be in life to think that?
Of course, James, I do agree with you, mate. I do agree.
Yeah.
But we do agree with
you.
At
the end of the day, I agree with you totally. But at the end of the day, he signed. There's nothing you can do about it now. We didn't get Eze, we didn't get Neto. It is what it is. You've got to follow the season. If you can't do that because we didn't sign 2 players, there's no point supporting the club because you've got to follow them for the season now. It's like that. You're stuck with it.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying, you're kind of stuck with it now. It's the season starting tonight.
There's one person to blame for not signing those players.
Yeah, of course.
It certainly isn't Odebert. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. No. Our club's run by an absolute moron. But on the next piece of news, the Premier League is back. What's your thoughts of the opening weekend, Dave? It's been an interesting opening weekend, hasn't it? I actually watched, apart from the Man United game, which I didn't get a chance to watch, I watched every single game that was on the TV. Anything that was on, I watched every game. I watched Crystal Palace, I watched West Ham, I watched the City game, and I watched Liverpool. It was great to have football back. It was enjoyable to watch a football team that wasn't Tottenham. It's great because you just watch football.
yeah. I mean, I caught a couple of games. I watched some of the United one. I watched some of the City Chelsea one, and obviously I watched the West Ham game. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Again, refs, mate. Refs with stupid decisions, mate. Like, what are you doing? That one with the Palace one. Come on.
That was unacceptable. That was unacceptable.
And it kind of sets the tone for how this season's going to go. So refs are going to be terrible again. New rules have come in. Refs haven't got a clue. Probably just haven't even bothered learning what the new rules are. And it's going to be a complete mess. Like, don't get me wrong. The new rules don't affect the mistake the ref made.
Yeah.
But it just sets the tone, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
It sets the tone. We've gone back to people not agree. Like, people were saying that West Ham penalty wasn't a penalty. Of course it was a penalty.
Yeah, 100%.
Penalty.
Why wouldn't it be? I don't know why it wouldn't be a penalty.
Clear penalty, but people can't agree on nothing. It's people that don't want to play football. But that Crystal Palace one, that was embarrassing. That wasn't even a foul, let alone not a penalty. That wasn't even a foul. He felt the Brentford player pulled the Crystal Palace player over, and they gave a foul to Brentford. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know it didn't. It's funny, like, but it's a good weekend. I mean, there was some standard results you knew were going to happen. You know, City beating Chelsea, inevitable.
That was a boring game of football, wasn't it, Dave? That was a dross game of football.
I know.
City controlled the game. Chelsea played some good stuff out the back. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to build that sort of passing out the back, sort of classy. It's Pep Guardiola-esque because, of course, he was his assistant for 2 years, so of course he's going to understand that. But it was very, very methodical. But you could see that Chelsea team was nowhere near ready to play a football game, wasn't it?
No, it's not me. I mean, Christ, you know what I mean? They still got a fair few years before they're out of primary school. But no, they're not ready. There's Chelsea's whole situation, right, was buy abundance players, the fans love it. That doesn't work. You can't buy that many players and expect any manager to be able to use them all.
Yeah,
it's nigh impossible. And the problem is, it's like
that joke though, Dave. Right, 115 charges versus 115 players. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So funny.
It's
brilliant.
So
I
good.
wish I was clever enough to come up with something that funny. That was so brilliant. So simple yet excellent.
It really was. It really was. But you know, it is what it is with Chelsea. They're going to have a long season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're going to have players in the background that are not going to be happy, and it's just a mess over there. A mess. If you're Bodie, you know, he came in and he thought it was FIFA, and at the end of the day, he screwed himself. United, they had a good game, I think. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't watch it all. He looks good.
He looks a decent player.
Yeah. Who else did I watch? I watched parts of the Arsenal game, but inevitable.
Liverpool looked interesting. Liverpool looked interesting against Ipswich. I loved seeing Ipswich at Portman Road. I mean, that is a proper stadium.
Yeah, but they did well.
Everyone knows me. I'm not a fan of these big round domes. I want football stadiums to look like Portman Road. But when it needs to be bigger, they just build a bit on the top of it. Like those old school stadiums. It's why I like Old Trafford in a way, because you can see where bits have been built and it's sort of been molded together out of necessity rather than design. I love those old stadiums. And of course, Ipswich came back. On the Premier League. They tried their hardest against a good Liverpool side. I think the pitch looked very dry in that game, which is why Liverpool didn't get up to speed. You can see their passes were not hitting. But the moment that second half kicked off, and it's weird not saying Klopp, when Arne Slot made a couple of changes and they watered the pitch, Liverpool were just on a different level, weren't they? They look a team.
Yeah, you can see that already. You know, they've obviously listened to the manager and they played well, but Ipswich did really well as well. You know what I mean? You got to say it. They played some nice looking football, and they're going against Liverpool. The divide is so massive that even though they played probably some really good football, they were just away from it, because obviously you've got that divide in football, haven't you? But you know, there is one game I watched as well, which I rarely do that, and that was I did a Donnelly watch.
Oh yeah,
and I did a Donnelly watch and he fit all right in Leighton. You know what I mean? He didn't do too bad. He made some good link up plays, made some okay crosses, but it's Leighton Orient, isn't it? They struggled up front a lot, but he did well. I say Donnelly did really well, and he fit.
I'm going to go
in
for a
very
couple
well.
of Leighton Orient games this year if I can get a ticket for it. I'm going to go. I'm going to watch Donnelly.
Yeah, it was good, mate.
I might invite Sean to come with me. I might go with Showtime.
Oh yeah, definitely get Sean. Is that his nickname now? Showtime.
I'm calling him Showtime. Yeah.
Fair dues.
Showtime.
Where's Mr. Showtime? Are you in the chat?
I believe he is.
What's Donnelly had for breakfast since you busy mates?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. On the next bit of news, this is a really good bit of news that came out yesterday. Olly Skipp has been sold for £25 million to Leicester City. That's an amazing bit of business from Tottenham, isn't it? I know we need academy players now, which means we might buy in some random average that we trained years ago. But as a sale of a football, I never thought we'd get 25 million for Olly Skipp.
No, I didn't either. And guess what? No ITKs did either, did they?
No.
Because this got put in nowhere. No one knew. No one had a clue. Right? We obviously heard at the beginning of the season that Oliver Skipp's available to go, but no one had an inkling or an idea that he was going. And Leicester, fair play, you know, that's Winks and Skippy midfield. If you haven't already, go watch Tottenham on Tour's TikTok and you will see a lovely video made by Mr. Ben Kaufman.
Yeah.
The Kaufman. It was funny as hell.
It's a brilliant video.
It's great. It's fantastic. But he wants game time. It wants game time, yeah. And he's so far down the pecking order that he's below Bergval and Archie Gray. Yeah. I mean, that tells you everything when that's kids.
Good signing for Leicester to try and keep them in the Premier League. Just a bit of stability. Someone that's not really going to do anything frills-wise. Him and Winks could be a very decent midfield. I know I made that jokey TikTok and it was hilarious. And it had Stain Alive playing in the background. Them two could legitimately be a very decent midfield because you've got Winks, who's the playmaker, someone that's going to pass the ball about sideways and backwards, someone that's going to keep the ball, and you've got Skipp that's going to break up the play. That is balanced. It's not bad. It's not a bad midfield for a team like Leicester.
No, it's not. It's not, and it's something I think Leicester need because he's going to be itching at the bit to get constant game time. Now, what you know about Winks is he will run an entire pitch. He will constantly run. He will go wherever he's told to go. He will just try and play.
He's a soldier. He's a soldier.
Soldier, that's it. Yeah, he's the dirty player, right? And what I mean by that is he's the one who likes to mop up everything. Yeah. At Spurs, at times he tried that. But the way the football we play, he doesn't have protection a lot when he was doing it. You know what I mean? And that shows in a majority of players who play for our club is they don't rarely get protection. On the wings, they got no protection. Left back, they got no protection. Midfield, when one player's got the ball, there's like all our players are up front. And it's like, yeah. But hey, great move for him. Fantastic move for him. Wish him all the best.
Great bit of business.
Great bit of business for us. 25 million. I mean, that's not too bad. You know, it's a good bit of business. And another player out the door. Another player out the door where we are actually trying to do something. Now, I was a bit disheartened that after we obviously Skipp was sold, we haven't brought anyone else in straight after the bat. Like, I hope Lange had this. Skippy's gone, but here's Eze. Do you know what I mean? It would be fantastic, you know, but
it's not going to happen, though, is it, Dave?
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But
I've resigned to the fact we're not going to sign a player like Eze. We're not going to put 50 million quid down on the table.
Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. I mean, that's you know, it's just ridiculous that we won't do that as a club. We have the money there. We can do it. We're just choosing not to. So, yeah.
Good stuff, Shamu. Good stuff, Shamu. But on the final bit of news, we have a game tonight. It's game day, in the words of Sean Butler. It's game day. I'm not doing the Sean Butler game day. I can't get my voice that high to do that. I can't do it. But Tottenham are playing Leicester City away at the King Power Stadium, one of our old haunts that we usually quite... It's our first game against Leicester City without Harry Kane in the team, which is a bit of a worry because whenever we used to play Leicester, we had Harry Kane, and Harry Kane always scored against Leicester. Always. Always. More often than not. What's your thoughts on the game? What's everyone in the chat's thoughts on the game? What do they see the score? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think, Roadman?
Yeah, I mean, that's really weird. I didn't even click onto that. It is the first game without Harry Kane. But you know who I'm worried that it's first game without? Steven Bergval, mate. I mean, that hat trick he scored, come on. That was one of the best ones I've ever seen. But yeah.
We don't care about Steven Bergwijn, mate. We
don't. I know, but it was fun to bring up. Come on, that hat trick. The Flying Dutchman, mate. The Flying Dutchman. It was great. I love that night.
You should see him play for Ajax. He's dreadful.
I know. But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what the team's going to be. I don't know how Ange is going to go with this because he does actually have players now he can use, and I just hope it's a good, strong game by us. It's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Leicester's first game back in the Prem, they're going to want to win it. Yeah. Like straight off the bat, they're going to win it. And we don't exactly have fun games against Leicester because they're usually always high scoring. Yeah. And that's what worries me. Is there's been so many Leicester games where there's been so many goals. So, yeah, I think I'm excited. I'm glad Tottenham are back. I'm looking forward to it. Slightly worried. Not overly worried, but slightly worried because, it's going to be a tough game. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, sports lover.
I see a lot of big scores. I think Leicester are a bit better. I think the Leicester are a bit better than that. I know they've only just come up from the Championship, and we usually have a good record against Leicester. But again, it's Tottenham-Leicester. Tottenham and Leicester there's not really a rivalry, but it's a bit of an old school thing because of the whole Premier League title thing. I think this is going to be a very tricky game tonight. I still think Tottenham are getting their team correct. It's the first game we're playing with Dominic Solanke in the side, so I think that focal point is going to be a bit of an interesting one. I think we will be able to keep the ball, but I think Leicester will give us a game. I think we will edge it 3-2. I can't see us, in the words of Jimmy Hotspur, no, we cannot keep a clean sheet. We are physically incapable of keeping a clean sheet. We are conceding tonight. So I'm going to go 3-2. I think we'll be out of sight, and then Leicester will score a couple of goals. I think that's what will happen. I think that's the way we usually play. Vardy is out. Vardy's like 70 though, right? He's 70. He's that. How old is he? He can't.
Oh. Yeah, but he'll still score the goal against us. Watch, he could go and any player can go an entire season without scoring. Come and play Tottenham and they'll get a goal. It's just stupid. But when was the last time we played Leicester? Was it 17th of September 2022?
Yeah.
Was that the last time? Is it? If it was the last time, correct me in the chat. But that was when we beat him 6-2.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's Harry Kane, Eric
Dyer. That was a weird game, though. I went to that game with Kim, and we played terribly, but we scored 6 goals. It was so weird. Maddison was fantastic that day for Leicester, but we just kept on scoring. They had a new goalkeeper in that day. There was no Schmeichel in goal. It was just the new goalkeeper's first game, and we just ripped them.
Yeah. Did you see Ange's quotes on Maddison saying about him not starting well and all that? About, you know what I mean, the way he's playing and everything right now? No. He did obviously he must have done media yesterday or something like that, and I read some quotes from him, and obviously he spoke about signings and everything. I'll just get out of the way first, where he was basically talking about every signing that we've signed, he's okayed with the club. He apparently is the one who goes yes or no to the signing. So we can say that every signing that happened, including Timo Werner, and okayed and said yes to. Right, that's his words, right? Yeah. But he was talking about Maddison in that same thing, and basically it was on Alistair Gold's Football London. Alistair Gold did it, and he basically said that when Maddison got his injury, obviously he came back and he wasn't great because of his injury. Then he had a few setbacks apparently, which forced him back even more. And then when Maddison came back to obviously, full fitness and ready and everything, Ange actually said, then the rest of the team was bad. So he literally protected Maddison by saying the entire team was bad, which we were. At that point, we were terrible. And coming to the end of the season, we struggled like mad. So basically he said that. Dave, mate, you are paraphrasing there, mate. Am I?
Are you paraphrasing? I don't think so. I thought you were Welsh phrasing.
I thought I was Welsh phrasing, yeah. What? I can bring the actual quotes up if you like, but come on. It's Morning Brews.
Yeah.
We just go with the flow. We just read things and just say them how we feel like it.
Except I can't speak Welsh.
Yo, you better now. That is what he said. Oh, thank you. So which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it?
No. Verma wasn't mentioned, but he said every signing he okayed. So Verma was in that because he signed.
I mean, no, not only okayed Timo Werner, he okayed him twice.
Yeah, no, Ange's words on that point was every signing he said yes to. He's the final decision, yes or no.
Yeah.
So
I did hear that. I did hear that.
Yeah. But that's what I mean with Timo Werner.
What is everyone's? I think everyone's already put their predictions, and I should have started them. But what's your prediction for the game, Dave?
I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1. I think we're going to be in the. It's not going to be an easy game. I think Leicester will get an early goal. We will win it, but I think it won't be a high-scoring game. This one, I think it'll be 2-1.
I don't think we are taking it out of context, Copper. If he says he's okayed every signing, which means he's okayed every. That's not really.
I don't understand how that's out of context.
We have Shawnee Slater saying 4-1, and we have Sean saying 4-1. We got Vinay saying a draw, or words to that effect. I don't know. No idea. We have Steve saying 3-1. Jimmy Hotspur saying 3-1 to Spurs. 12.5. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Get rid of him. How the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. He was 35 million quid once.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We have the Sheriff saying 5-0 to the mighty Spurs. We have Tweaky saying 3-2. You agree with me then, buddy? You agree? 4-0 Tottenham.
Ben, sorry, can I just cut out? Yeah. Fabrizio Romano, right? There's nothing to do with Spurs, but oh my God. Nottingham Forest presented initial proposal for Santiago Jimenez, as reported overnight. Proposal worth over 25 million, but not enough for Feyenoord to accept as they want more. Forest going for Jimenez.
Yeah.
That's mental. Fair play to them.
Going for a proper player.
Yeah, fair play to them.
Fair play to them. Yeah, 1-0 Spurs. Hope Ange changes tactics at the back. You know he's not changing. No, it's going
to be the same as usual.
2-1 Spurs, 2-2. But you support Arsenal, Anthony. So, of course, you're going to say Spurs are going to do terribly. But good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Gio isn't a World Cup winner. He wasn't in the squad. Gio is not a World Cup winner. Skipp being sold for more than Emerson and Gio. Absolutely. 12.5 million quid for a box of broken biscuits ain't bad. No. Forest spending the Morgan Gibbs White money. I'd love to have Morgan Gibbs White. He's a good player. This is a problem because I put Morgan Gibbs White in my team. And if we sign him, it means I'm going to have too many Tottenham players in my fantasy team.
No. It doesn't work like that. Because you signed him prior to him signing for Tottenham, you get to keep him. Apparently, Sean.
No, but if I make a transfer,
I think
then I have to do it. It's really annoying.
It is.
Skipp will get valued more than Gio. 5-4 then. Celso didn't adapt to the system. Too hard for him to adapt. I think he can, to be honest, Peter. I think he just doesn't want to be at Tottenham anymore. For Argentina, he's fantastic. For Villarreal, he was fantastic. Gets in the Tottenham shirt. Can't be asked. Morgan Gibbs White to us and Jimenez to Nottingham is it's a good player. He's a really good player. Gio was injured. Yep. You keep him 1 week and you have to make the change. Yep, absolutely. They had a sniff last August for Morgan Gibbs White. Olly Skipp has completed his medical. Ooh, we've actually been current on News Road, man. How have we done this? We've been current on news.
There we go.
But yeah. Did Romero actually say they can buy more on FIFA when no,
he's something to that effect, didn't he? I think it was. I believe.
I think he said Football Manager. I think is what he said.
Yeah, Football Manager or something like that. Yeah, but that is hilarious. Come on.
Yeah,
that is one way to say screw you. Screw you.
No, he's going there next year, though, right?
Go play a computer game. Oh yeah, probably.
You know
If we don't win anything, but Ange's second season usually ends up with a trophy, right? We have young players now. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes young players don't work. Sometimes they can because they want to prove themselves more than the more experienced players. The more experienced players are set in their ways at times.
Yeah.
Younger players can adapt. I'm excited for this season. I know a lot of people ain't. I know a lot of people still are in that category of, oh, just sick of it. Levy's done this again, and just still not sorting the set pieces out. I'm just excited. I'm sick to death. I've got to the point where I hate being bored of Tottenham and, focusing all my energy on why it's so bad and everything. I'm just going to let it go with the flow. That's what everyone should do. Go with the flow.
It's almost liberating, isn't it, David? We know Tottenham aren't going to do anything. So let's just have a laugh. We know Tottenham aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, let's see how the season goes.
We're not going to win the FA Cup. We might have a go at the Carabao Cup. We're not going to win. I'd love to win the Europa League. I would love to win the Europa League.
Europa, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Win that trophy. Just to sort of be in that number, if you pardon the pun, of like my dad was at Anderlecht, at the game when we beat that Anderlecht in 1984. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. Because we're not going to win. We're not going to win nothing. So let's just have a laugh.
Yeah, I mean that's it. We can only hope, Europa, I agree, Ben. I would love to win the Europa again. It's been way too long. I mean, I weren't even born when we last won it.
Nor was I, mate.
I'm not that old. But yeah, I would love us to win the Europa. I mean, Carabao FA Cup, yes, obviously any trophy. I don't care. But the one thing I want to see progression. I said last season we didn't see progression under Ange. We really didn't. So this season, I want to see him. If our tactics against Leicester ain't working on that first game, I want to see him switch it up. I want to see him change it up. I want to see him try something different or just tweak it a little in the mid-game. And let's see how it goes. But yeah, I'm not going to moan or whinge. Even if we lose, I'm not going to come on streams. I'm not going to sit here going off and off and off because there's no point. You can't have an effect on it. Right, we know that when the whistle goes, it is what it is. You can't have an effect on it. So yeah.
On that note, Dave.
Yes, just quickly. Sorry, Ben. I just want to put David's share comment up, yeah, because that there, yeah, right. I agree wholeheartedly with. No ITKs have hardly had a clue. Even Fabrizio Romano has not had a clue, yeah. So
the Athletic have been very good, but they got it very late every time.
Yeah,
the Athletic have always been on point.
Yeah. But this here, the fact that all business is being done behind the scenes, isn't it so refreshing? Right? No one had a clue. Wilson was being signed.
I'm watching class when I get to work.
Yeah. But no one had a clue. No one had a clue. We just woke up and Spurs put in Wilson, and everyone's like, "What?" I looked at that post and I was like, I thought we were saying Wilson.
During Morning Brews for a change, we can all go mental.
I know. It'd be great, wouldn't it? I'm checking my phone just in case. Just quickly. Sorry, everyone. Just in case we sign
as well. It's in the chat, a YouTube member.
No.
Chat.
No, we haven't signed anyone.
Go through. We have a couple of questions. Quick question for the panel. If Ange gets sacked, who would you want and why? I have no clue. Because
for me, Glasner.
He's not leaving Palace this year.
No, I know, but it's not who we. I thought it was just who would want, not who we could actually get. I'd have Pep Guardiola.
Very good coach, Glasner. I couldn't tell you. I've not scouted anyone.
No, I only like Glasner because the football Palace are playing really well. Gary O'Neill, good shout. Ronnie, you will be. Actually, no, Ronnie. I'll make you a free member for putting that one in. Southgate, yes. Get Southgate in.
I don't want Southgate anywhere near this little guy.
McKenna from Ipswich.
McKenna's a good manager. He's a good manager.
Good manager, yeah. Good manager.
There's a few.
No.
What are your thoughts on the first manager sacking? Oh,
Chelsea.
Yeah, Maresca.
I said it. Prescott. Sorry, it's Chelsea. The problem is, did you see 86 minutes? I think it was Bowley walking out. His team didn't even finish the game, and he walked out. Looked like he's not stopped. So either he's going to buy another 50 players, or he's already looking to sack the manager. he's hitting up some primary school, mate. I'm like, by him, about that kid, about that one.
He just doesn't know what he's doing, that bloke.
Not
Gasparini's too old. He's 68, isn't he? Gasparini.
Yeah, something like that,
yeah. No. Mason in. But I'm happy that Poch got the American job, because I know that Levy hasn't got an excuse now. He's got no one he can sack. He's got to keep hands now. So back him. Question: if you'd have asked Ange at the start of the window, what if we bought and what he wanted, what's his reply? At least as long as I get them in early. That's probably what he would have said. As long as I get them in early.
Yeah, and also he probably, we've seen reports that he wanted Neto. We didn't get Neto because we messed about with the deal. He probably wanted possibly Eze. He probably wanted Gallagher's. He probably wanted to start with Premier League proven players to start the season with at the very beginning, pre-season. Obviously, the ones that weren't in Europe or the ones just coming out of Europe, he probably wanted that. But, you know, in his presses, he doesn't seem mad at the moment. He actually seemed a bit more happier, especially after Solanke. After Solanke was signed, he seemed a little bit more upbeat. I seen a quick video before we started this where they were saying, oh, hopefully we don't annoy you with this season, as the reporters did. And everyone was laughing. He goes, you already have. But laughing. He was having jokes again. He was being funny in presses. So we've got to see. We just got to see. Like, he's probably just happy the Prem started again and he doesn't have to bloody listen to all the news and everything.
Go on ITV with some of the clowns that are on there.
Yeah, with a whole Arsenal panel.
Yeah.
Like, come on, how pathetic.
I have a question from Rinkatic. No joke, are you guys afraid of Oliver Busquets and Harry Iniesta? No, I'm not, mate. I don't think that's much worse than our current midfield.
Yeah. Can Skipp play tonight?
No.
He can't. He can't play tonight.
He's got to be ready before the game week.
Ah, right. Because I was going to say he'd have scored a screamer. He'd have scored that Chelsea goal against us, wouldn't he?
No. Early question, guys. What's your starting 11? My starting 11 is Big Vic in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi. My midfield is going to be Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison. And the front three is going to be Johnson, Sonny, and the King, Solanke.
Yeah,
that's my man.
The same for me. I wouldn't change that.
Yeah,
I agree with that team there. I think that is going to be the team. We have pre-predictions here now. Yeah, if that's the team, we said it first. None of these ITKs, we know.
Yeah, ITK.
ITK. Morning Brews, the ITK.
But any more questions? It's been.
I think someone in the chat did. Yeah, there you go.
I bloody hope so. I hope so. Solanke won't start. It'll be Richie. Richie's not fit.
He's still not fit. He's still injured.
He's still injured, yeah. Solanke is fit.
Yep, Solanke's starting today. So, or if I see Sonny up front and Solanke not starting, even though he's had a good training apparently, I'm be fuming.
Yeah.
Kulusevski has to start. I don't think he does. I think you need to put Kulusevski against a tired defence or use him to tire a defence. I mean, you could start on the right. I mean, Kulu starting on the right with Solanke up front. That could actually be really good because Kulu has missed a proper out-and-out striker.
He's training, but he's not fit. He's not match fit. If you played Richarlison tonight, that would be a disaster. He would be injured immediately. So, I don't want to see Richarlison play. I don't want to see Richarlison play yet.
See, Edward, quickly, Snapchat hasn't. It has, but it hasn't as well. The idiocracy of footballers thinking they can get away with everything because
footballers have always been thick, but now they just have the technologies to be thick.
Yeah. Imagine
if the Liverpool Spice Boys had TikTok.
Yeah.
Bring back the Spice Boys. But on that note, Dave, it's time to end the show. We will be... No, we're not live later because it is football tonight. There is no Evening Brews tonight. So we will be back tomorrow for Morning Brews, followed by Andrew Management tomorrow morning. The coffee company will be live. I'm going to post the link of the coffee company so you can all go and subscribe to me over there. If my computer will load, here we go. Here we go.
Am I doing Andrew management with?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm the one. Yeah. Johnny's not available, so I will be
getting
doing
the
my.
Roadman twice tomorrow.
I know. Yeah, and lucky for the chat, you get to see this mug twice.
Yeah, but there is the link for the coffee company. If you're not subscribed to the coffee company, please subscribe and get us closer to 700 subscribers. That would really help us out a lot. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take it away, Davo.
Doma Neen Mind.
And come on, you Spurs. And if you smell what the cough is brewing, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.